here. Welcome back to another one of my Looney tutorials. Today I have a very special extra tutorial for you all that I made specifically for the holidays. So happy holidays in advance, and I hope you will all have a wonderful time filled with joy and laughter with your family, friends and loved ones. So today we are going to be making a design by Winnie Nagel again. And you might know that name because earlier on my channel we made the Zip It bracelet, which is also a very cute design of hers. But this time we're going to be making a holiday themed one. This charm is called Abby's Blomst charm, and it was created by her a long time ago. As you might know, I've told you earlier, Winnie is a very talented former loomer from Denmark who has agreed to let me make some tutorials for her. And as you see, some of these are perfect for the holidays. I will be making a few more of her tutorials in the future, so just keep an eye on my socials for that. I will put a link to her Instagram down in the description box so you can see more of her creations, but it's easiest if you search for her designs by using the hashtag you see on your screen now. So that's hashtag Winnie Nagel. Now stay tuned till the end of this video because I will tell you all the tags you can use when you post your creations so that both me and Winnie can see them too. And I will also tell you how you can contact me if you want me to make a tutorial for one of your own designs. Okay? Enough, la 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 la. Let's grab some stuff and let's get looming. For this design you will need your hook, of course. Now it is easiest to use a double-ended hook like the Loom hook from the Rainbowloom website itself, or a double-ended crochet hook, but you can definitely use your regular hook for this design as well. You will just need to pinch your bands and take your hook out and turn it around at certain points, and quite a lot actually, but there will not be a lot of bands on your hook, so it's definitely doable, but I do advise you to get a double-ended hook for hook-only designs. It's just so much easier. We will need a C-clip, of course, for closing purposes, and I will be keeping my cap band in check with my bestie over here. We'll need some bands, and I will be using 4 colors for this charm in the same color scheme as this one over here. But you can choose whatever colors you want to. I will be laying out the pattern again for you later, so you can match your colors up with that. And I'll also post the 2 thumbnails in the corner right there again as well for referencing the pattern and the design. Okay? Now this charm might look very difficult to make because it looks so intricate and everything, but it's really not hard. It is just a few pieces, the same sections that we're going to be joining together in the end. You see, this is one section over here, and I'm going to make this one here with 6 of these sections, but you can also make one if you want to with 5, which is also very cute, or even with 4. I just like the chubby one over here with the 6 sections. And you can also go, instead of with a Christmas theme, you can go with a more of a flower theme, of course, which is also very cute. Now, really, the pattern itself isn't hard at all, but it does have some loony steps in it, just as you would expect in my tutorials, right? I will always tell you what part of the bands that we are going to be using correspond to which part of the charm. Okay, so you know what we're doing. I'll go slow and steady so you can just follow along with me. And please remember that you can always pause the video to catch up, rewind to watch something again, and of course you can always speed me up if I'm going too slow for you. I will always put timestamps in my tutorial too, so you can find certain parts really quickly by clicking the timestamps or the chapters under the video. Okay, that should be it. Let's make some holiday cheer. Okay, so we're going to start on the pattern immediately, but I'm going to make one full section with you first before laying it out so that you know what I'm actually talking about while I'm laying it out, okay? And this design is symmetrical, so that means that what we do on the left side, we also do on the right side. And it is a 10 loop setup, so that means that at the start of each section, we will have to have 10 loops on our hook. Now that means 5 for one side and 5 for the other. Okay, so we're going to start by putting a cap band on our hook first, and that is the band that you see up top here. Okay, so that's white for me. And to make the cap band, you simply place the band on your hook, you give it a twist, and you put the other end on your hook, creating that figure 8 shape that makes up your cap band. And as you know by now, I am keeping mine in check so it doesn't move all over the place by putting a stitch marker through there. Of course, you can also use your C-clip for that if you want to, or nothing at all, totally up to you. And the next band that we're pulling through is that blue band that you see here, that first big arch. Okay, so that's blue for me. And you're going to pull that band under both loops on your hook, both loops of the cap band. And before closing it up, you're going to pick up the loop of the cap band that is farthest away from your hook, and then you close it up. Now make sure that these bands stay in the correct order, because as you can see, they have a tendency to come undone, so you always need to keep an eye on that. So let's do that again. You pull it under both loops of your cap band, pick up the loop that's farthest away from your hook, close it up, and just keep a hold of that cap band in the middle, okay? Now the next band that we're going to pull through is that first curl you see over here. So that is white in my case. And you're going to pull that band under the first two loops on your hook. We're going to fishtail all these bands on, guys. So you're going to pull it under the first two loops on your hook, and you're picking up the band that is farthest away from you. So that's band number 1. And then you close it up. And the next band we're alternating is the blue band you see over here. So you're pulling that band under the first two loops on your hook as well. Before closing it up, you're going to pick up band number 1, and then you close it up. And now we're going back to white again, the other color. Doing the exact same thing, you pull it under the first two loops on your hook. Pick up the band that's farthest away from you, and you close it up. And now we have 5 loops on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first band you pull through the cap band in setups like this, guys, is always a band that the other end of that band always counts for the other side. So that might be confusing because you see 6 bands on your hook right now, but that first band that you pull through the cap band, the other end of it always counts for the setup on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to slide and turn, and we do the same thing on the other side. But before we start adding bands on this side, we always have to pick up the cap band that's down here. So we pinch off that first band, and we pick up the cap band that's down there, close it back up, and now we already have 2 bands for this side on our hook. And I ended with blue, so the next band that I'm going to pull through is my white one, because I'm alternating, and you're pulling that band under the first 2 loops on your hook. Before closing it up, you pick up the band that's farthest away from you, then you close it up. I'm switching to blue again. Pull this under both loops on your hook, the first 2 loops I mean. Pick up the band that's farthest away from you, and close it up. And the last band, I'm switching to white again. Pull this under the first 2 loops on your hook, pick up the band that is farthest away from you, and close it up. And now we have our 10 loop setup already. Now the next bands that we're going to pull through are those dark blue bands that you see here. So that's kind of like the background color. I will call them the middle colored bands, okay? So that's the dark blue jelly in my case. And we're going to capture bands 2, 3, 4, and 5 on one side and also on the other side. And that means that we're going to pull through our band under the first 5 loops on our hook. And then we're going to drop band 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're only going to pick up band number 1 and then close it up. Now, band number 1 will automatically go to the outside, you see. So just let it, that's supposed to happen. We want that middle colored band to sit in the middle. And as you can see, we've captured 2, 3, 4, and 5 down there. Okay, now we're going to slide and turn and do the same thing on the other side. So again, you're going to pull your band, your middle colored band, under the first 5 bands on your hook. And you're only picking up the outside band. You're dropping band 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you make sure that band 1 sits on the outside and that middle band sits in the middle. And now you're going to pull through another one of those middle colored bands. And you're again going to capture bands 2, 3, 4, and 5, but in this case, they're divided over the whole design, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we're going to pull that band under the first 5 loops on our hook again, all the way to the other side. And you're going to drop all those middle colored bands, only pick up band number 1, and close it up, and that band will automatically pop to the middle as well. And you want that to happen, so you end up with this. Okay? Okay, now the next band that we're pulling through is that accent colored band that you see over here. So that's gold in my case, the metallic gold, making that little circular shape. And here comes the loony part of this tutorial. One of the 2 loony parts. We're going to do a Space Invader stitch, and maybe you've heard of this before. If you did my Spy Eyes bracelet, you have also seen it. A beautiful design by Looms. It's a bit finicky, but I will go slow and steady and explain it all to you guys. You're going to pull this band under all 4 bands on your hook, all 4 loops on your hook. And you're going to grab a good hold on that band over here and on the part that is on your hook. Okay, you want to grab a good hold of that and create a little room at the top of your hook to work with. Now, if I turn my design, you can see that we created this rectangular shape here in the middle, right? Between the 2 mid-colored bands and that band that we just pulled through. Now we're going to stick our hook in that rectangular shape, and we're going to pick up the 2 middle bands of that selection that we dropped earlier, these 2. And we're going to pull these up through the middle of that rectangular shape. You see? Let me show you that again. Okay, so we have our rectangular shape in the middle of the design over here. And we're going to put our hook through the middle. And I find it easiest if I put my hook through and go to the front of the design a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And again, grab a good hold of that band. It slipped away under my finger. And then you're going to grab those 2 middle bands, bands 2 and 3 of that previous section. You pull it up through the middle of that rectangle. And then you're closing it up, which gives you this effect. Okay? Now that we've done the Space Invader stitch and this loony part of the tutorial, we're ready for the next loony part. And we're going to pull through our final band in the pattern. And that is this metallic blue band that you see here, making up the heart of the charm. Okay? Now this part is a little bit tricky because we want to create that circular shape with our metallic gold band, right? And that means that we're going to have to fold these 2 outer bands over the 2 middle bands, but the design is a bit tight at this point, so if we fold these bands over manually, they will just never stay in place, especially not if we have to do them both at the same time. Okay, so we want to create this effect. But when you pull a band through, these bands will always come undone and they will never stay in the correct place. So I find that it is easiest to either use your regular loom hook for this or the Loom hook from the Rainbow Loom website because it has the bigger grasp on it, you know, the deeper cup. The regular crochet hook, it might be that your bands pop off a little bit easier, okay? Okay, so let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to pull our final band under all 4 loops on our hook. And instead of folding our gold bands over to the middle, here on this side, I'm going to go under that gold band, that accent colored band, grab that mid colored band and just pull it under the gold band. If I can even get it. Like so. So now we folded over that gold band to the middle, you see? Now on the other side, we can't do it like that, but I'm going to turn my hook around. Grab that accent colored band, the gold band, pull it up a little bit over that mid colored band and scoop it up like so. And then close it up. Now use whatever technique you have to. Use your hand, feet, deep, everything. But this is what you want as an end result, okay? And that is one section done already. So the end of the pattern. And what I do is just grab an extra hook, slide over the piece that I already made, and put my hook through the 4 bands that I have on my hook that I'm working with right now. Take it out and just keep it over here for safekeeping so we can join these pieces together later, okay? Now, that was the end of the pattern. So now I'm going to lay it out for you and do a few more of these together, okay? Okay, so we started each section by putting a cap band on our hook. So that's what we're going to do first. Then we added that band holding the 2 sides together. And then we started fishtailing on our bands on either side to create our 10 loop setup. And I was alternating between blue and white, but you can choose whatever colors you want to, of course. It's also pretty fun to keep it all in one color, so you get more of an effect like this. See? You can just do whatever you want to. Just match it up with the pattern that I'm laying out for you. Once we had our 10 loop setup, we started capturing those middle bands on either side, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we grabbed another of our middle colored bands and we captured 2, 3, 4, and 5 again. Then we added our accent color, which was gold for me. What we did the Space Invader stitch with, the first loony part. And then lastly, we pulled through the heart of the design, which was a blue band in my case, what we did the other loony part with. Okay, I will put the thumbnails up in the corner right there again, so you can always look at that for reference. Okay, so we're back at the top of the pattern again, and I'm going to do a few more sections with you. So I'll put the timestamp pattern repeat right here, so you can always go back to this point to continue making a few sections together. But if you got it from here, you go to the timestamp that says closing up, when you have all the sections made that you want for your charm, so I can show you how you can join them all together in the end and finish it up, okay? Okay, so we're back at the start of a new section. So the first thing we're going to do is put a cap band on our hook. And to do so, you simply place the band on your hook, give it a twist, and put the other end on your hook, creating your figure 8 shape. That is the cap band. And yes, I'm keeping mine in check with my stitch marker. And the next band that we're going to pull through is that one band holding both of the sides of the piece together, okay? And you're going to pull that band under both loops of the cap band. But before closing it up, you're going to pick up the loop of the cap band that is farthest away from your hook, and then you close it up. Now you have to make sure that these bands stay in the correct order because they have a tendency to come undone. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. And now we're going to fishtail on the rest of the bands. So I'm switching to white now, and we're going to pull that band under the first 2 loops on our hook. Before closing it up, you're going to pick up the loop that is farthest away from your hook. And then you close it up. Now I'm switching to blue. You can choose whatever color you want to. We do the same thing. You pull it under both loops on your hook. Pick up the loop that's farthest away from you and close it up. And the last band on this side is white for me. I'm pulling it under both loops on my hook. Sorry, the first 2 loops on my hook. Pick up the band that's farthest away from you and close it up. Okay, so now we have our 5 bands on this side and 1 on the other side already. So we're going to slide everything and do the same thing on the other side. But before we start adding bands on this side, we always have to pick up the cap band that's down here. So we pinch off that first band and we pick up the cap band that's down there, close it back up, and now we already have 2 bands for this side on our hook. And I ended with blue, so the next band that I'm going to pull through is my white one because I'm alternating. And you're pulling that band under the first 2 loops on your hook. Before closing it up, you pick up the band that's farthest away from you. Then you close it up. I'm switching to blue again. Pull this under both loops on your hook. The first 2 loops, I mean. pick up the band that's farthest away from you and close it up. And the last band, I'm switching to white again. Pull this under the first 2 loops on your hook, pick up the band that is farthest away from you and close it up. And now we have our 10 loop setup already. And the next bands that we're going to pull through are those middle colored bands. So I'm switching to those dark blues. And we're going to capture some bands on either side. Bands 2, 3, 4 and 5. Oops, I shot that band to the moon. Let's try that again. So you're going to pull that band under the first 5 loops on your hook. So that's the whole left side, so to speak. You're going to drop band 2, 3, 4 and 5 and only pick up band number 1, the outside band. Then you close it up and you can see that that band already wants to move to the outside, so just let it. Now we're going to slide everything and do the same thing on the other side. You're going to grab your mid-colored band, pull it under the first 5 bands on your hook. Drop band 2, 3, 4 and 5. Pick up band number 1, close it up and let that middle band sit in the middle. Okay, now we are going to grab another one of those middle colored bands and we're going to capture 2, 3, 4 and 5 here again. So that's all the middle colored bands that we just added. So you pull your band under the first 5 loops on your hook. Drop all those middle bands and only pick up band number 1 and close it up. And that middle band will automatically want to sit in the middle. Okay. Now we're going to do the first loony part of the tutorial, the Space Invader stitch. Are you ready? Okay, so you grab your accent colored band, grab a good hold of it on this side, and you're going to pull it under all the bands on your hook. So that's all 4. Then you're going to check, you have your rectangular shape here, you're going to put your hook through there and pick up the middle 2 bands of the previous section we captured, pull it up through the middle and close it up. And there we have our Space Invader stitch. And then we're going to grab the last band, which is that heart of the design. We're going to pull it under all 4 of the bands. And here comes the next loony part. We are going to put our hook back under that accent colored band, grab that middle colored band, that first one, and pull it under the accent colored band, folding the accent colored band over to the middle. And then on the other side, we turn our hook a little bit, we grab that accent colored band, we go under it, and we scoop up that other middle colored band, and then we close it up. And there we have another section done. Okay, now where is my hook? Here it is. I am going to do the same thing I did before, just put my hook through all 4 bands on the hook that I'm working with, take that hook out, and I already have 3 sections now, so I'm ready to start a new section. So now we're going to do that whole thing all over again. We're going to grab our cap band first, put the band on your hook, give it a twist, put the other end on your hook. And I'm keeping mine in check again with my stitch marker. I have millions of these. Then we're going to pull through that band holding both the sides together. So you pull it under both loops of your cap band. And before closing it up, you pick up the loop that is farthest away from you. Keep those bands in the correct order. I'm switching colors again. Pull that band under the first 2 loops on your hook. Pick up the band that's farthest away from you and close it up. I'm going to switch again. Pull that band under the first 2 loops on your hook. Pick up the band farthest away from you and close it up. And the last band on this side, pull it under the first 2 loops on your hook. pick up the band farthest away from you and close it up. Okay, now we're going to slide and turn and do the same thing on the other side. But before adding bands, we always have to pick up the other end of that cap band first. So we're going to do that. And I want to alternate. I see that I ended with blue, so I am going to switch to white and add my third band on for this side. I'm pulling it under the first 2 loops on my hook, pick up the band that's farthest away from me and close it up. And I'm switching again. Pull this band under the first 2 loops as well, pick up the band that's farthest away from me and close it up. And the last time on this side, I'm pulling the band under the first 2 loops on my hook, pick up the loop that is farthest away from me and close it up. There we have our 10 loop setup. So now I'm going to add my middle colored bands. So I'm going to capture bands 2, 3, 4 and 5 on this side. So I'm pulling this under the first 5 loops on my hook, come up in the middle, drop those bands 2, 3, 4 and 5, only pick up band number 1 and close it up. And that band automatically wants to go to the middle and this band on the outside, so just let it, and we do the same thing on the other side. Grab a middle colored band, pull it under the first 5 loops on your hook, drop all bands except band number 1, close it up, have band 1 go to the outside, and we're going to grab another middle colored band, and we're going to add this under bands 2, 3, 4 and 5 again. So you pull it under 5 loops on your hook, drop all those middle colored bands, only pick up band number 1, close it up, and band number 1 will want to go to the outside again. Okay, and now we're ready for the Space Invader stitch again. So we're going to grab an accent colored band and pull it under all 4 loops on our hook. And we're going to put our hook through that rectangular shape in the middle, come out a little bit at the front, and we're going to pick up the middle 2 bands of the previous section and pull them up through the middle, through that rectangular shape and close it up. And now we have done our Space Invader stitch. And now we're ready to pull through the last band of our pattern. And we're going to pull that band under all 4 bands on our hook, all 4 loops I mean. And we're going to do that second loony thing again. We're going to put our hook back through that accent colored band, grab that middle colored band, pull it through the accent colored bands like so, creating our first curl to the middle. Then we are going to the other side, so we're going to turn our hook a bit, grab that accent colored band, pull it over the middle colored band and scoop that band up, and then close it up. And there we have it, the end of another section. Now I'm going to put this piece on the same hook as where I have the other finished pieces on. And you can always go back to where it says pattern repeat if you want to do a few more of these pieces together until you have enough for your charm. Or you can just stay here and I can show you how we are going to combine all these pieces together and finish our charm. Okay, so once you have all your finished pieces on one hook, I went with 6 this time, but you can also do 4, 5, whatever you want to. With 6 it is a little bit crowded on your hook, and what we're going to do is pull one last band through everything on our hook, so keep that in mind. And I used a little bit of silicone oil so my bands slide a bit easier, okay, because otherwise it has so much friction. So what I also did is prepare the band that I'm going to pull through by putting a C-clip on there already, so it doesn't pop under all those bands that we're going to pull it through, okay? Now, it sounds easier than it is because you have to grab a good hold of the band that you're going to pull through, and I usually slide everything a little bit to the end of my hook and then just take it step by step. Just slide a piece on, grab the next piece, and just carefully put everything on that band that you have in your hands. Okay? Don't worry if you get stuck, just take your time. It's the same thing as with taking a bracelet off the loom. Just take your time. You did all this work, so just take your time in the final stretch. Okay, so once your band is through, you're going to stick your hook through a little bit further, put the other end on your hook, and now you can close it up. Now, we all know how clumsy I am with C-clips, but I'm going to give it a try for you anyway. So the C-clip that's on the other end, you're going to have to put it on the other band here. And there. Wow, can't believe I actually managed to do that on camera, guys. I definitely want some applause right now. Thank you, thank you. Now you can safely take out your hook and just put that C-clip in the middle a little bit. Make sure that the bands don't pop off, okay? But usually it's pretty secure by now. And now you can just have your blomst, your flower is what it means, in shape. Like so. Now, of course, you can still see the C-clip popping through here. So what I do and what I saw Winnie do is just push that C-clip under one of those ends of your petals in the middle right here and just hide it a little bit, okay? So you don't see it as well. And there we have it. Our beautiful Abby's Blomst charm by Winnie Nagel. Well, that was it for today, my Looney Loomers. I hope you all had fun making this beautiful charm by Winnie Nagel. I loved it so much that I couldn't stop making them, and I have them all over my house. When you have made this charm and you post it on social media, please make sure to tag me and Winnie in the pictures and the captions and use the hashtags 33shintara33, Winnie Nagel and Abby's Blomst charm. So that we can admire them too and we don't miss out on seeing them. You will see the tags in your screen right now and I'll post them below in the description box, of course. Please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel with the button you see right here. Come find me on Instagram too for more of my content and creations. The link is in the description box below. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to message me here on Facebook or on Instagram. You're always welcome here. And should you have made a design you want me to make a tutorial for, please feel free to contact me for that as well. Send me some pictures if you can so I can have a look and we can see if I can make a tutorial for you as well. Okay? Stay tuned, turn on your notifications for more of my content and tutorials coming up. Stay colorful, stay creative, and most of all, stay loony. Happy holidays, guys! That's all, folks!